Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of MMA Coffee. On this episode, it's going to be a short one. We're going to do predictions for UFC 210.
Did you almost forget? You were like, UFC 210.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so we're not going to do all the fights. We're just going to do the main ones.
Well, the two main, the co-main and the main.
Co-main and main.
Yeah.
So, Weidman.
You wanna start it off? You wanna start it off? I feel like you got something to say. You've been wanting to say.
This fight, I think Weidman's in a weird place. He went from being undefeated, being champ, to two-fight loser streak. And honestly, the two fights he lost, they were both based off like one mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did the spinning back kick.
I think that because there's a lot of talk like, is Weidman in decline? I feel like maybe that's a little overstated, because like you said, the first one, I mean, him and Rockhold were pretty close in the title fight. It was back and forth, you know.
Apparently, they both
had
injuries.
Yeah, they were both injured.
So
and then the second fight,
100%.
I mean, that could have happened to anybody. You know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah.
Like, he got knocked out. You know, whatever. Like, Romero's a beast. So.
It just shows, though, the people at the top, anyone can win at any moment if you make one mistake.
I mean, Michael Bisping is the freaking champ, so what else do you need to say? They're all pretty close.
Right.
So, you want to make a prediction on it?
Well, right now, you have someone who's on two-fight lose streak, but they were, I mean, he could have easily won.
Against the people that will probably fight for the title. Well, the GSP Bisping thing's happening, but the two people that probably would be fighting for the title otherwise.
Right, and then you look at Mousasi.
Wait, that's not true. He didn't fight for Bisping.
No.
Scratch that out.
Yeah. So you look at Mousasi, though, who's on a winning streak, and he's only lost to Jacare by submission, which everyone loses to Jacare by submission. So that's no it's not like a knock on him for losing that way. I don't know. It should be an interesting fight. I feel like Mousasi might have an advantage on the feet, and I feel like he's got the momentum. He's gonna be tough for Weidman.
I think he's got an advantage the longer the fight goes. I think that Mousasi might be able to go. Well, they're only gonna have a 3-round fight though, so it might not be as important. But like deep in the third round, I could see Mousasi having an advantage there. The only thing I will say is that if it goes to the ground, if Weidman's able to get Mousasi down, then I think Weidman could control him for most of the fight. Even if he doesn't finish him, he might still be able to control him even deep in that third round. I think that his style, if I'm making a prediction, I think Weidman's going to get back on track. I think style-wise, I think he matches up pretty good with Mousasi. Maybe I'm underestimating Moose a little bit, but I think he matches up pretty good. And I think his wrestling is gonna give Moose fits. Now he could get submitted, and then I think that Moose is a little bit better on the feet. So you know that wrestling though, I've just seen it so many times where the guy with the better wrestling the guy has better everything else, and the wrestler wins the fight. And I kind of feel like that's what Weidman's gonna do.
I feel like Mousasi does have good grappling. Obviously not on the level of Jacare, but his grappling is actually really good. So I wouldn't doubt if this fight actually becomes something like against the fence, clinch, Weidman trying to take him down.
I think it's going to take place everywhere. I think it's going all over the cage.
Everywhere. Yeah, you're going to see who's the most well-rounded. I feel like Weidman, for him to win, he's going to go for takedowns, grapple against the cage, kind of grind out a decision. Whereas Mousasi, I feel like he's going to look to pick Weidman apart on the feet with his hands.
And Weidman could get a TKO on the ground. If he gets a finish, I think that's how it happens.
Weidman could catch him. Weidman,
he could catch him on the feet too. Crazier things have happened.
I'll say this too. Weidman is he's definitely really strong in the middleweight division. He's a big middleweight.
Yeah.
In the weigh-ins, they looked about the same, but I think come fight night, Weidman's going to be the bigger guy. So really the tale of the fight is...
Moose is a little lankier.
Yeah,
you know.
the tale of the fight would be, can Mousasi stuff the takedown and keep it standing?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, so main event, Daniel Cormier versus Anthony Rumble Johnson for the light heavyweight belt.
Rematch. Good rematch. So you've got...
Well, let's talk about the first fight.
The first fight, basically, Anthony caught Daniel with the punch he catches everyone with, dropped him. Cormier got back up and pretty much dominated the rest of the fight. Like, controlled him.
He was able to take Anthony
and
down.
Finished him in like the third round, right?
He was able to weather the storm.
Right.
Out wrestle him and eventually submit him. And I remember before that fight where Cormier talked about Rumble losing to like Koscheck and Vitor, people who got him on the ground and were able to submit him. And you know, he was right about that. So from the first fight, if we're looking at what's different about this one, the biggest thing that needs to be like addressed for the fight to be any different is Anthony Johnson's cardio.
Right. And
so if whether he like addresses that determines if it's the exact same fight or maybe the fight goes on a little bit longer and eventually get the same results.
Well, this is the thing. He's saying he's better than he was in the first fight. Of course he's going to say that. I mean, why wouldn't he? But is he really? Like, we haven't seen him in a grind he's just been knocking everyone out like he always has.
Right. He hasn't
he looks the same. He looks good.
He hasn't faced adversity.
Right.
And when he did, those are the times he lost.
Right.
So, again, though, at the same time, he still could catch Cormier.
And here's
That's
the thing.
always the option. He could still catch him, but let's assume worst case scenario, if he doesn't catch him, has he addressed the problem that he found out in the first fight, which is if the fight goes the distance, can he keep up with Cormier's pace without giving up?
And we don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
To me, that's like the big thing, the big question, whether or not we see the same fight.
And this is what I was about to say, and this is the thing about with Cormier, though, how much more damage can he take? He's getting older. So, he took that punch in their last fight. Can he do that again? Will his chin hold up again if he gets next like that? We don't know.
Well, another thing, too, is I rewatched the fight. When he took the punch, he, for the split second, leaned back. And he was moving away from the punch.
Yeah.
If he was moving into it like Glover moved into Anthony's uppercut, he would have been out.
Yeah, if he would have survived it moving into it, it would have been even more impressive than it already was. But yeah, he was moving backwards, and I think being off balance actually helped him because like his weight was going back on him already.
Moving away with the punch is not the same as moving into it, so that helped him. And I think also what happened was Rumble smelled blood, and he started pressuring, and he got too ready for it, and then that's when Cormier was able to change levels and take him down. So
has Cormier been working on head movement? Because what he did was he went straight back, and you're not supposed to do that. I mean, I don't even fight, and I know that. Like, I'm just from watching enough, He went straight back to try to dodge a punch, and you just, slipping back like he was Roy Jones or something.
He also ate some head kicks.
He did. But I mean,
Rumble normally knocks people out with those kicks too.
I think after he landed that punch and didn't get it, I feel like he was just started fading, the rest of the fight.
So, really for this fight, I feel like, does Rumble pace himself? Does he catch him? And also with Cormier too is he's been commentating a lot, so I wonder Rumble's hungry.
Yeah.
He wants to avenge this loss.
Yeah.
And I know Cormier's not gonna not train, but how much motivation?
He looked like he had a rough weight cut.
He had a bad weight cut.
So
too.
I don't know. That's if I'm making a prediction based off of the last fight and what I've seen in just the fight since then, I'm thinking Cormier because nothing I've seen from Rumble tells me he's done
changed.
anything different. Yeah. But
he still has a puncher's chance.
Right. He's got the same shot he had before, which is it's a hell of a puncher's chance.
It's all it takes is one shot with him, and that's a very dangerous game.
Yeah.
But Cormier has shown that he does have the answer to beat him, which is the grappling.
Yeah.
So another unknown is
Olympic wrestling credentials.
Another unknown is Anthony's been saying, maybe his wrestling's gotten better. I don't know if it will be at the level to compete with Cormier, but
maybe if Cormier's tired or something.
Maybe in later rounds if it goes that far.
Rumble's the one that's showing the problem with the gas tank, not Cormier.
Right. So my prediction is, of course, he always has the puncher's chance in all of his fights. I think it's going to be the same, but maybe later in the fight. I think maybe he'll last a little bit longer because he's worked on his cardio.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't see it being too much difference, and it hasn't been that long of a time period for him to improve so much to be different.
Right. And I think we pretty much agree on this. Not too much conflict on this episode.
Right. And but neighbor cranking up the motorcycle.
Is
like telling us to wrap up the episode.
So that's what I guess we're gonna do. We'll wrap it up.
All right, so that's what we thought. And then there's now there's a train playing in the background. Oh God. Okay, so that's what we thought. What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. Give us your prediction before the fight, and let's find out who has it right. See y'all next time.
Next time. I kept myself from saying that Rumble hits harder than a tomahawk missile.